Okay, now we're going to do part 2 of lesson 21, graphing using y equals mx plus b. So this is what we did yesterday, and we're going to skip right on through. We had the essential question: what does an equation y equals mx plus b form provide that enables you to graph the line? So yesterday we learned that that was the m and the b, but that on the first step it's really important to get the equation in y equals mx plus b form. We didn't have to deal with that yesterday because all the equations were already in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so these are the examples we did yesterday. Let's move on from those. Which brings us to part 2, which is what we're doing today. So today we're talking about solving for y. Okay, so we're going to use the solving steps to get y alone and the equation in y equals mx plus b form if it's not already. Here's the first example. Okay, so we have this equation and it is not in y equals mx plus b form. Let's go ahead and draw a line through the equal sign. You want to focus on the side of the equation that has the y on it. In this case, it's the left. And look and see what is there keeping y from being alone. I see a -2, and that is not multiplying, it's just being added or subtracted, in this case subtracted from the y. So to get rid of that -2, let's go ahead and add 2 to both sides. So on the left-hand side, the 2's cancel out, making 0. That leaves you with y on the left. And on the right, these are not like terms. They don't go together. So let's go ahead and put the -1/3 x first, and then the +2. And the reason why I'm setting it up this way is because I want it in y equals mx plus b form. So on the right-hand side of that equation, you always want your x term first, and then your plain number term. Okay, now we're ready to do what we did yesterday, which is to write down our slope and our y-intercept from our y equals mx plus b equation. So our slope is -1/3. I'm going to put the negative with the top number, the 1. And then our y-intercept is 2, so to write it as a coordinate, it's 0, 2. Okay, so we learned yesterday that we start by plotting the y-intercept. So let's go to 0, 2 and plot a point on our graph, our coordinate plane. And then let's go back to the slope. The top number is the rise number. So if it's a negative rise number, then it's going to be going down 1. And then our bottom number is our run number. If it's a positive positive run number, then you're going to be going to the right. Okay, yeah, you try to say that 10 times fast. Okay, so we're going to go down 1 and 1, 2, 3 to the right. Okay, so now I notice I'm going to run out of room if I try to get a third point going this way. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and reverse the slope. I'm just going to reverse the negative sign. I'm going to make the top number positive and the bottom number negative. So that means I'm going to be going up 1 and 3 to the left. So I can just go from that y-intercept and instead go up 1 and 3 to the left and plot one more point. And then just go ahead and connect those to draw your line. Oh, I missed that one too. Okay, let's go to the next one. So again, we want to get y alone. Let's draw the line down through the middle of the equation. Focus on the side that has the y. In this case, it is the left-hand side. The only thing other than the y is the 6 that is multiplying y. So to get rid of that 6, we're going to need to divide by y. I'm sorry, we're going to need to divide by 6. We're getting rid of the 6. So we're going to divide everything on the other side by 6 as well. So now we end up with y on the left equals, if you have 3 divided by 6, well, that's just a fraction. That's a fraction that can be simplified though, right? Let's just leave it like that for now. 3 over 6x. And then we have a negative here, because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 6 divided by 6 is -1. We can go one step further to simplify the slope. So y is equal to 3/6. When you simplify it, you get 1/2 and x minus 1. So your slope is 1/2 and your y-intercept is 0, -1. We'll start there with the y-intercept. So go to 0, -1, plot your point. Go back to the slope. Your rise number is positive, so you're going to go up 1. Your run number is positive, so you're going to go 2 to the right. So from that y-intercept, we're going up 1 and 2 to the right and plotting another point. Do it again, up 1, 2 to the right, and plot another point. Draw your line. Okay, that's it, last one. Okay, so for the last one, draw your line down through the equal sign. We have a bunch of stuff over here with the y. We've got the 4x, and then we also have the 2. When you're solving an equation, you want to get rid of anything added or subtracted to the variable quantity. In this case, the one we're looking to get alone is y. So we treat this positive 4x as something that's just being added on, so we get rid of it by subtracting it away. So minus 4x minus 4x. Do that to both sides. We end up with 2y on the left equals, let's put the x term first, so -4x plus 8. Going back over to the side with the y, 2 is multiplying the y, so we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. Both sides of the equation, everything in. So on the left-hand side, you have y equals, on the right, -4 divided by 2 is going to give you -2x, and then 8 divided by 4 is +4. So your slope is -2 over 1, and your y-intercept is 0, 4. Let's go ahead and plot the y-intercept, 0, 4. And then if we go back to the slope and put our arrows on, the rise number is -2, so that means we're going to move 2 down. The run number is +1, that means we're going to move 1 to the right. So starting from the y-intercept, 0, 4, we're going down 2 and 1 to the right. Down 2 and 1 to the right. And go ahead and draw your line. And that's it. So this is what you're going to practice tonight, getting y alone first, and then doing exactly what we did yesterday, graphing using slope and y-intercept.